Out of all the anime airing in the current season, Onimai, or just Onimai for short, has been a pleasant surprise. It has been a long time since a well-done gender-bending anime has aired, when it is not a result of isekai at least. Now I just watch any anime that catches my interest and form my own opinion on them, but I can't help but notice how divided the community seems to be about it, and it is a sad thing to see, although not very uncommon these days. I will preface this by saying that I got a soft spot for gender-bending anime and manga, and maybe that's why I got worked up enough to write this entire video about it in the first place. I wouldn't really call this a review, and just some thoughts about the series, and some about the complaints that have showed up online. So to start off, what is the show about? The show is about my hero, who's pretty much a stereotypical NEET, who one day wakes up as a girl, thanks to his sister's doing who made a medical drug that changed his gender. How is she able to create this medical drug never gets addressed or explained, so don't worry about it. The series doesn't really seem to care to explain how she did this, which is fine for me, and only a little bit as to why she did, as the first episode ends with a shot of a big brother rehabilitation plan on her desk. What does this entail? Well, at the time of writing this at episode 4, we have no idea yet. Now luckily, my hero so far seems to be enjoying this change, and his life seems to be taking a change for the better as well. But as we are early in, there is no way to tell if this stays this way, or if it will change later down the line. Luigi's introduction in episode 4 and her tomboyance appearance and dislike of female clothing, paired with my hero's resulting confusion and questioning about her sexuality, might indicate that maybe, just maybe, the author has more profound things to say when it comes to gender and sexuality. But it is no more than pure conjecture at this point in time, so I won't read further into it for the time being. The production values of the anime are pretty out there. The animation is overall definitely one of the better ones in recent times, despite its simplistic looking art style. The ending animations are so fluid, it takes me by surprise every time it plays. And that one scene in episode 3 has way too much effort put into it. You know the one I mean. There are some good laughs to be had as well, like in the first episode with Toppington and Bottomsley, who kinda sounded like Miyano Mamoru, but I'm probably wrong on that. And the episode 3 skit with the Titanic in space. I was saying this is just a Titanic in space out loud when it played, and when the dramatic music and the title hit, I burst out in laughter. And despite what people might say, the show is very wholesome at times, with heart-rending moments between my hero and Mihari. The only personal issue I have is that every time Ishihara Kori, the voice actor for Mihari, speaks, I cannot help but hearing Shota from Dragon Maid. The elephant in the room, however, the show has also gotten its fair share of complaints from certain people for its representation in its art and direction, mostly aimed towards my hero now being a lolly. 10 years ago, no one really would have betted an eye about this, because lollies were all over anime. But since then anime has become more mainstream, for better or worse, and the cultural and moral grandstanding has gotten so much worse since then. For example, reviewers on more highly regarded sites have been calling it disgusting lolicon garbage with skeevy, lascivious and voyeuristic camera angles. Funny enough, at the start of the previous season I saw people praise the animation for Bocce the Rock, only for them to be called man-children and only care for pedo cartoons on websites like Twitter, and being told to watch more mature things. Yes, that Bocce the Rock, now probably one of the most highly regarded and most popular series from that season. Funny how that went, huh? Now, while I certainly won't deny that the studio in charge seems to put great effort in certain questionable aspects, this is anime. The medium has always had these kind of things happen in a great deal of their shows. If you don't like it, well fine, good for you, each to their own, everyone has their own taste. However, don't start complaining anime should be changed for you because you just like this. This is a Japanese product after all, and it is their right to do what they want with their media. Anime is not made with you in mind, it's made for them. And if you don't like what they do with their media, then don't partake in it, or force them to change it for you. In the case of being a licensing company, that means removing some content or all of it for the rest, thinking back to how interspecies reviewer was handled over here. As for reviewers, don't review anime if you can't handle certain tropes or common occurring things. You shouldn't be a reviewer only to force your own political opinions on people. Checking Anime News Network these days makes it painfully clear to stay away from any of their reviews or columns, as it is usually just a lecture on how you're supposed to think, and it is not acceptable in their views. There is also more to the West than just America. Some other countries might not agree with these kind of views being forced upon them. But with most of the anime coming in here through the US, we, Europeans in this case, are being subjected to these standards as well, and we might view things differently as them. Anyway, lollies exist and I can accept these kinds of things in anime. I'm also not going to police people, you can do what you like. I am an anime fan, have been for well over a decade, and I can accept things are different in different parts of the world, and I won't try to cancel culture in Japan if I don't agree with them. I'll just let them be and I don't engage with it. And before you insinuate things about me, I care more for the mature characters, don't you call me things I'm not. Furthermore, it seems that Crunchyroll has been tweaking subtitles again. In this case it seems that some of the translators have gone out of their way to remove most of the gendered language in this anime. And when their post on Twitter where they paraded a moral victory got backlash by viewers, they started calling the anime fans and watchers entitled kids and blocked their accounts shortly afterwards. Great job on building your target audience, guys, But this is not the first incident where localizers try to fix things for their own morals. If anything, it makes me yearn for the days of fansubs being more prevalent. At least the target audience cares for the material, and doesn't treat it as a quick claim to fame. It also seems that the international version of this anime has seen some small cuts and some scenes replaced with stills. If this is Crunchyroll's doing specifically is unsure, since people seem to have said that the Chinese version suffers from the same fate, so this might be some weird omission on Japan's behalf. So far it seems that only a few seconds of the shower scene have been replaced, and a significant difference in fog in the bathhouse episode and episode 2. I can't speak for anything after episode 4, as that has not aired yet. So if you do watch this show, there seem to be multiple versions going around, so make your choice accordingly. So, what is the point of this video? Is it just me venting about the current state of the anime industry? Yeah, basically. I have been an anime fan for way over a decade, but the last few years discourse around anime has gotten more heated and divided. People telling you what you can and cannot watch, and what is morally unacceptable and all that jazz. Now it is easy to say, just don't pay attention to it. Don't go to social media, don't check anime related websites, and just do your own thing. Yes, I suppose. But if it is really that simple, who knows? I love anime, and seeing bad actors in the industry and community is just tiresome. It didn't always used to be this way, and I just wish we could go back to a simpler time. So yeah, I wouldn't really call this video a review at all, although if you enjoy genderbend hijinks, with slice of life and some comedy sprinkled in between a new anime, I would definitely recommend you watching this show. I might do a proper review on this series when it ends, as I've been really enjoying it thus far. If you have made it to the end of this slightly incoherent mess of a video, then thank you for listening to the end. This might not be the best edited video out there, seeing as my first time doing this and all, but it just felt like needing to vent what some aspects of the anime industry and community have become, and here we are now. Once again, thank you for watching this until the end and taking time out of your day. If there is anything you want to ask or want my opinion on, feel free to leave it behind in the comments. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time perhaps. And don't stop enjoying anime.